You know, I think it's okay for a starter hut to be small, and I do think our starter hut looks pretty cool. But it is time we build ourselves a base. In today's episode, on the server of the Beef. And hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of VintageCraft. Okay, it's about time I record myself an intro. I didn't record the intro when I was first starting this episode, because I've been recording these three first episodes of this season all out of sequence, and I think it's funny this whole time, so I keep making references to it throughout the videos. Anyway, somebody stole the fence. Is that in here? No. Somebody stole the thing. Yeah, we built ourselves a base today, and it got a little out of hand. I wasn't sure if it will be episode 2 or if it will be episode 3. You know by now, I am convinced it will be episode 2, and episode 3 is pretty much done already also. But yeah, I didn't record an intro beforehand, so we're doing that now. We're building ourselves a base today. When the server first started, like 2-3 weeks before that, I was brainstorming and I had this idea of a base and I thought, wow, that's stupid. I'm gonna do it. And then things went as they always did. I don't want to take away too much. I am very happy with our starter hut. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Got some lag there. But yeah, I outgrew our starter hut while we were building it. I mean, we got like 3 blocks of floor in here in our hut. 5 if we count the doors. So yeah, well, I'm not counting the you know, the basement, which is more than anything. But yeah, I ran out of room so fast, I had to start somewhere else. So let's cut back to the past, make it the present, and hey, let's build a base. Let me show you the base location first. I had several ideas of what kind of base I want to build, and once I picked one, I knew I needed either like a hill or a mountain that we can put a place on, or like an open biome that's surrounded by something else that would like make our base stand out. And I scoured the map on the like overview map and tried to pick out a few spots, but other people were already living there. And then I thought, I'm just gonna get on the server, jump in the boat, and see what I can find. And it didn't take long for me to see that hill over there, and that is where we live. Fairly close to spawn, not within the like protected area, but pretty close. That will be really convenient. That we probably don't even need like a rocket if we build like a platform and just jump down. We can probably fly all the way to spawn with an elytra. So yeah, we'll live up there, and first we gotta clear some space. All right. So I've been going there a few times now, and I don't really know what the hill looks like, because there's just trees everywhere. We will completely cut everything down that's on top and cut down a bunch of the big trees that are down below, and we'll see what we add back later. This is how I get to my place right now. We definitely need to build like a water elevator or something like that, something that's a bit better than this. So I keep swimming up this place, right, and then up here I jump on the tree, and I climb the vines, and I climb over here, and whoop, gotta go over here, so I can climb this bit up, jump through here. You can see this where I've punched out some space, and we walk around over here, jump up there, and then, we're up top. That's how I get up here. There might be a better way, but it's hard to tell, because this is all we see all the time. I actually placed down some torches, which I typically never do with my builds, but there's so much darkness up here. It's actually a really dangerous place. So yeah, this is all we have right now. A little bit of a smelter going on, and I'm about to double this thing because we may need some copper for things. I'm actually now a firm believer in blast furnaces. These are great. They smelt ore at twice the speed of furnaces. Like, they need the same resources, they're just twice the speed, and it's actually really convenient. Actually, really convenient. So let me make 2 more. But where do we put these now? There's no room. Alright, I've shown you the place now. I can start cutting things down. I've been waiting. Let's quickly walk around a little bit. So this is what we have up top on our hill. And it's really hard to make out what the size of this place is. I don't know if it's big or small. From afar, it looks like it's probably the right size of what I want to do. We have the school lake over here. And then I think it tapers out a little bit more. So on the water side, we have a cliff. And then over here, not really. It's still fairly steep, though, as you might be able to see. This forest is extremely big. So you really don't have to feel bad about me cutting down some of these custom trees that we have with the terrain mod, because it doesn't matter. We have way too many of these anyway. And also, with all of the vines in here, when I first arrived, they weren't that long, and it wasn't that bad, but by now, it's so tedious just walking around. Man, it sure will be nice once all of this is gone. Great. And now, since I've shown you the place, I can actually cut things down and make some room, get rid of the creeper hiding spots. And trust me, there's a lot of creepers around, which you cannot see because they're green, so just like the leaves and the vines, and then you blow up. And I haven't built anything yet, so why have creepers blow up? It doesn't feel the same if they don't have anything to destroy, right? It's probably very disappointing for them too. So much better already, just a small room. If you're wondering timeline-wise where we are, I'm recording this, I think we're about 5 minutes into the first episode. I don't know if this will be like the second episode or the third. I am working on a few things in parallel, and it doesn't really make sense to cram like everything into one episode. We'll start like 3 projects and then get nothing done, and it will be all over the place, and it doesn't really make any sense. So now I can finally start making some room for things and build over here. Also, all the resources that I've gathered, that I am gathering, I don't want to spam just Vintage Village with that. So it has to go somewhere, and because there's nothing here yet, I don't really have like a place to put all my stuff, so also a reason why I want to get going on this. And so I've chopped wood, and I've chopped wood, and I have chopped some more wood, and there's now some room up here. I still have lots more trees to cut down, but that's good enough for now. We can work on something else. There's a lot of wood in these trees. The really tall ones, those are 3x3. I definitely still have to cut down some trees up front, but we can actually see our mountain as a mountain now, our hill as a hill. That is, that's very good. The main part of our base will be above the hill, not directly on top of it. It will be attached, but it will be above. And I think to make layout a little bit easier, I want to smooth things out over here. We'll probably shape the hill eventually quite a bit anyway. This is snowballing. This really is snowball. Anyway, yeah, we'll probably shape the hill quite a bit in the future anyways. So let's just smooth it out for now. I think have most stuff around this height. If you can hear construction going on in the background, that's just what's happening this week apparently. That's really nice on your days off when they start construction at 8 AM when you're supposed to sleep till like 11 or something. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so we'll probably take everything to about this level, and then we'll lay out our shape. Oh, and before I destroy it, look at this. We have a little treasure over here. The cocoa bean is growing from the dirt. It's really cool. That's not how it's supposed to work, but it did. So, look at it. Look at it. Cherish it. It's gone. You'd think that's a good space to work with, right? Well, all my stuff is still here, and it keeps getting messier and messier. I had a creeper blow up all my chests, including my valuables, so that was a problem. I also keep pushing off to actually start laying things out, because I feel like it's probably too big. But we just gotta start. I have to put all my stuff somewhere, and this is getting out of hand. So starting from this, I spent 3 hours getting the shape right, I think, and I edited it down to 6 minutes, and it's just insane rambling. It angles this and rotation that, and I have a different idea. Here, let's just do this. The inevitable Q. Don't worry about it. 45. This should be the middle. Let's shift it over. Now I'm confused. You see, I got an idea. Turn it slightly. We'll lay it out with 48 blocks first. I'm just gonna start with this. Start over. Let's build a little mock-up. Correct. That's a block that's turned slightly. Whose idea? Let's just say there's one corner over here. I've now decided that's where that goes. Change my mind. Okay. I see. Why? I like it. Tear everything down. Place it again. I also want to rotate it forward a little bit. And then 4 over. And then up. And then over. And then up. Place the whole thing again. Look at that. Angles and rotational directions. What if I make my life a little bit more complicated? Does that make sense? Angles move and things happen, and good news, bad news. I would like it to be more rotated towards that direction. I redo the whole thing, pretty much. Just like this, it's done. So I'm finally done breaking the thing and then placing it again slightly differently, right? Wrong. Up over there every 4 blocks. 1 block this direction. Should be easy, right? should be easy, right? Should be. Dude, I looked at the footage. Well, that was not easy. That was 3 hours. But hell, there's a cube in the sky. And I'm about to live in the thing. Oh man, that I think I'm in my sea snow arc. Angles and rotational directions, I think, was my favorite from that. That was... I was going insane. I was listening to weird music as well during that. So, man, that was 3 hours well spent. Well, we have a cube now, and it's perfect. I really like it. It is so wonky. Because it's so big, when you close up, it looks so wrong. And being up here, man, I gotta say, I feel like I'm falling over. This freaks me out for some reason. I feel like we're about to roll off the edge. It's perfect. I spent so much time on this, but that was the right thing to do. Let me break it down for you, what we got here. We have a 48 by 48 cube up in the air. Now it is rotated this direction slightly, which means every 4 blocks in one direction, we go 1 block in another direction. But then it's also rotated so that this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge, every 4 blocks along its axes, it also goes up 1 block. But this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge only go up 1 block every 8 blocks along its direction. And then for the corners, we just gotta match our right angles and then we're done. That's pretty easy, honestly. And I'm so happy with it. I cannot stop looking at it. It's really hard to get into frame from this close. So we'll have to build like a viewing platform somewhere else. I'll probably have my nether portal. I probably have 2 nether portals. One close by and just one in the distance labeled my base so that when people come by, they just see this thing. Oh yeah, I don't have an elytra yet. So getting up and down, kind of a problem. Anyway, let's actually build. Man, finally. I don't really have a design in mind, to be quite honest. I want the edges to be in deep slate though, and I have gathered some deep slate. I got a double chest over here, and I've been gifted a full shulker box of cobble deep slate, which is awesome. We'll craft a bunch of this into cobble deep slate. I think I want to add like a 3 wide stripe on the edges. I'm sure I have a stone cutter somewhere. Building on this will probably be very annoying, especially for the parts that are like down below. Like on the sides, especially on top, it will be fairly easy, but on the bottom, man, that'll suck. I already know it. Anyway, let's just see how we should approach this. I think I want to go and add this to the outside, kind of like this, and go 3. So that goes over here, and then it shifts 3 tall again. I'll just build the whole thing, man. That will be a lot of blocks. I mean, you can calculate it. This is a lot of blocks. We're now making it, if we add this on the outside, we're making it 50 by 50. So it's quite a bit. But by the end of it, we should have a really cool base. And that's what counts in the end. That was a full stack. That was the full wait, that was the full stack. That was the full stack. Oh no. That was the full stack. You know what? I'm really adamant about keeping this one episode. That was the full stack. Yeah, no. I mean, that's why I have so much of it. Right? I'm gonna need a beacon. I have a beacon now. That worked out really good. Alright, so, I did the thing. We now have deep slate all around the thing. That was over a chest, but that's kind of what happens. So, next up, I want to have like an orange border of acacia logs. If you look at it from over here, you can really see how jagged it is over here. Let me zoom in. Whoop. You can really see the edges, and if our design will line up with those, it will just pronounce them too much, and it won't look as much as just a cube as I would like. So we'll probably have to do arches or something. I'm gonna start just with adding the orange stripe over there. We'll now go back to actually building the 48 by 48 cube that we set out in the first place. The deep slate now is 50 by 50 by 50. And I think that it will look cool having the edges be a little bit pushed out. So, mystery chest, look at that. There's a lot of acacia over here, and we'll need a bunch of it. Probably at least these 9 stacks, but probably all the rest as well. Let's go up. I think it's about time that we go to the shopping district and buy ourselves an elytra. That's the island where I stand when we look at the cube, and getting back and forth and climbing up the hill. I think it's about time that we get an elytra. Anyway, let's see. So, the actual squares would be over here and go out to there. We gotta think about how we incorporate some light into the build as well. With how much overhang we have, parts of the build will be very dark, I fear. So, we gotta think of something for that. I'm thinking maybe we kind of do the same thing that I did with the deep slate bricks over here, and for the first 6 tiles we stick to this part of the 4 that we have, and then for the other 6 we'll stick to this block of the 4 tiles, right? And then that should probably give a good effect, I think. For the rest of this, we'll just go like that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have our light in here, and then this goes there. We'll have one of these over here. Strip all of that. For the lights, which kind of blocks should we use? I'm thinking, since we're now on orange, shroom lights would look cool. It's probably a lot of shroom lights. Let's get one of these, and a whole box of these, and I got 20 of those. Okay, that's not all that much, but we'll take it for now. Bring these so we can farm more, and off we go. Nice, all finally flying. Oh man, that will speed things up quite a bit. Let's see, we use 2 rockets. And we should see our base now. Okay, so from spawn up into the cube, looks like 3 rockets. Maybe 2, if I time it a little bit better. Anyway, let's put these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be. Because I look the first half of this. Give me that. Boing. I love the sound that shroom lights make. It's really nice. Wait, that was 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miss one? I did. Uh-huh. Let's have a look. Look at that, I'm not falling. Nice. I guess now I don't even have to land down there. I can land on this one. Aha. Cool. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's a big change. Wow. I cannot see a thing. Yeah, I think that'll work. Man, scaffolding, actually pretty nice. Really useful for this. Trying to build on all the different directions is kind of annoying, but thanks to scaffolding and some netherrack for some other places, this is working out quite good. It is still very annoying to build this thing. I am calling this build the inevitable cube, right? I've come up with another name for it. Why is what I'm calling it. Why? As in, why am I doing this with acacia logs out of everything? I could have gone for acacia planks, would have been fourth of the amount of resources I need, of course. And that would have been nice. I could have just used something else that's, you know, less annoying, but no. I'm going for acacia logs, and I have to go through and make sure they're placed in the right directions, and I have to use these whenever we change an elevation, so we don't see the face thing of it. Yeah, that's totally reasonable. Oh, here's another good one. Why am I going for shroom lights to light this thing up? That's like 5 stacks of shroom lights. I gotta go and pick that up. Oh, that's like 5 stacks of shroom lights. Or something like that. I had to go and farm these a few times. I could have just chosen something else. I could have gone for frog lights. People are selling frog lights. I could have just bought these. Nobody is selling these. I mean, not enough. I found 20. I bought those. But then, like, that's not much compared to the build. Oh, I have another good one. Why am I doing this at the same time as I'm building the nether hub? That's a big build where I have to farm a bunch of resources for. Why another one? Why 2 big builds, huh, at the same time, huh, Dave? But I got no answers. I only got questions. So, why, I think, is a good name for the base. Just have to strip these. We farmed enough wood for that. Oh, yeah, look at that. We got 15 and 12. Perfect. That's... Man, I don't even know how much how much wood is in this now. A little bit too much, but hey. Working on the nether hub, I mean, the nether hub episode is now yet, right? I'm still not sure which order I'm releasing these in, but I need a bunch of copper for the nether hub, and I farmed a bunch of copper, and I'm pretty sure I farmed way too much copper, so I'm fine using some copper in this, and just the trapdoors, not an issue. Okay, cool. That's the border of acacia done. That's technically the first, like, corner stripey things of the 48 by 48 by 48 cube that we set out like a week ago or something. That's the first bit. Yep. We've done it. Let's fly down to over here. I'm really glad I can fly now. And have a look. Cool. Yeah, without the trapdoors, the shroom lights were just a little bit too bright. Like this, it's way better. I like it. So, flying up from down there up to there works with 1 rocket. Barely. If you're a little off with your angle, you don't make it. And you're gonna need 2. So I want to build the bottom of this thing soon, so I can move my stuff over there and like just start building from over there. Having a bed that's in a lit up area would be nice too, because if I'm up there, all the mobs spawn up there, and then that's a problem. Oh man, it does look cool though. I guess that's the answer. Man, it does look cool. The closer you get, the more wonky it gets. And my FOV is fairly low, so it doesn't get distorted that much, but like, man, it's odd. I like it. Oh, don't forget that one. Decisions. Everything you do in this game is completely up to you. So how comes that I end up with something like this? Like, what's this? I'm now several chests of acacia deep into this build, and we haven't completed one side. But we're close, probably. I want to attach the mountain and the cube, the inevitable cube, somehow through like a round-ish spire. At first I thought I should attach it to the middle block of the bottom square. That would be over here, but since it's tilted and rotated in all sorts of directions, that looks a little weird from afar, so I shifted it over by 4 blocks in each direction, and I think it looks alright. Depending on where you look at it from, this position seems to look the best from the different things that I've tried. So, first up, let's get some blocks that I have a lot of. And that can be easily be removed. Hey, I should have a bunch of... Ooh, I have an idea. Now that I have haste 2, I should use smooth stone because I can insta-mine that. Let's get some of that. Good thing about living in a mountain is there's plenty of stone for you to use. I want this to be round-ish. The middle part a little bit thinner and then a bit wider at the top and at the bottom. Let's just build a tube maybe around this. This could be round enough for the middle, I think. If we do something like this, just 3 on the sides and then like 1 in here. And let's just go up all the way. This will probably give us a better idea of what it looks like now that it's a little bit wider. I think it's actually alright. If the whole thing is filled out, I think it will look good. Yeah, no, we're not moving it. That can stay. We'll replace it with the actual blocks that we want to use, of course. First off, we should probably think about the shape, though. And I want this to curve a little bit to that, and then a bit wider to that. Is the idea. And then at the bottom, probably go the same in every direction. How far? Let's say down here we go back another that many blocks. That's 6 blocks. Let's go 7. And the grand scheme of things should probably be alright. So 7 in each direction. Let's make it kind of like a circle. So let's say maybe we go like this. That's 7 on this side. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 we did. Let's go 1 more. Okay. Then we'll go maybe 2. And that would be like that. Is that an alright circle? Yeah, I think that's alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4 we did. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we did 2. And then 1 and then 1. And then 2 over here. And that should be circular. Enough. Yes, I like it. Cool. At the top. It should probably be in like elliptical shape. And it should go that way. So we have to turn that one pretty much to 45 degrees. No. Actually not to 45 degrees because that's not the angle that we got. Alright, that'll be a bit more difficult up there. Let me fiddle with that, I guess. Huh? I give up. Let's just make it a circle. I know how to rotate that one. That was probably the right call, making the top bit just circular. This way I can just build up something down here until we connect to that circle. And then, if it just goes out in each direction at the same rate, it will like be elongated over there because like the distance to the top, of course, is further. So it will actually end up with like a somewhat elliptical shape. Just like I want it. So yeah, this will probably work out quite well. Down here I'm using just a bunch of different blocks trying to come up with the design. Not really sticking to the circle that much. So far I'm sticking with mainly deep slate and acacia with a little bit of copper in there and some basalt, some polished basalt. I really like this combo and I cannot stop using it. I should come up with a second one probably, but hey, I really like this one, so that's what we're using. This block, what do we put here? Maybe more of this. Aha. Can't really see that from the front anyway. But that's probably alright. It's a little flat. Maybe we could do a stair. What does that look like? Just 1 block. It doesn't really matter that much. But I think I like this one. That's what we'll do. So we go up to like here, and then that one gets a stair, not like that, but like this, and then like this, and that one goes there, and we'll have polished basalt over there. Perfect. My things, and off to the next corner. Like it. Then the next one, the next layer, I think I'll repeat what we have over here. So that one and that one with stripped acacia in between, like this. Yeah, that looks good. And there we go. The inevitable cube is connected to the mountain. It looks a little busy, I think, but if you stare at it for a while, I think it looks kind of cool. We have some different lines and shapes in here that I really like. Like we have this lamp in the middle, and then we have these 5 blocks kind of forming a circle around it. We have this line of the lamps connecting, and then that one going the other way, and then, yeah, I think it looks good. It's a little busy, but from further away, it starts to blend in a little more, as you can see, and I think from over here, it looks really good. So, I have edited the rest of the video, what you've seen so far, and I've seen a clip, I recorded that a while ago, great, of me saying that I want to have arches in here. No. I mean, arches would be cool. I could do arches. Yeah, no, I'm capable of that, but no thanks. Figuring those out with these angles, I don't think so. So what we'll do instead is just have an X, a cross on the sides, I think, is what I want to go for first. I thought about putting other things there. We can change that in the future. For now, I just want to get this thing built, and it will mainly be just a bunch of repetitive block placing. I have gathered some cobbled deep slate for shulker boxes worth. We'll craft all that into deep slate tiles. Crafting a ton of blocks is quite easy now that they have added the spacebar to the crafting mechanics as well. We could craft all of the deep slate into deep slate tiles using the stone cutter, but then we would go stack for stack. Here's what we can do otherwise. We put all of the cobbled deep slate into our inventory, right? Then we hold shift and click on here, which puts everything in our crafting window. Still holding shift, we do a left click, and then we hit spacebar, and that will put the recipe that we just had selected in the crafting book back into our crafting windows. So, still holding shift, we hit left click, and then spacebar, and then left click, and then spacebar, and we just spam those back and forth until we can't. We go to bricks, craft this up, and then we go to tiles and craft this up, and that is just way faster than using the stone cutter. So again, we take all of these, we go into a window, select that, craft all of these, then we go up to bricks, and then we go up to tiles, and that's one whole chest of deep slate tiles crafted. Let's do another one. A polished deep slate. There you are, deep slate bricks. Yes, deep slate tiles. And we're done. So, 4 shulkers of deep slate tiles in no time. Man, if only you could farm that stuff as fast as you can craft it now. Oh well. Before we get to placing all these blocks, though, let's get some of our acacia, which I put in here. Let's get a stack, maybe, and figure out how we want to do this. So, the inevitable cube is made up of 4x4 tiles, pretty much. And if we want to do a cross-section, we just gotta worry about the middle tiles, like the diagonal, right? So we're gonna try to design a diagonal down here, and then we pretty much only have to apply that to the whole cube. So this will be 4 tiles. So let's see, this is the middle, these are the corners, so we don't get confused where we are. Okay, so we want to have a diagonal through here. So of course, first we'll just do the diagonals. Okay, but then we probably want to go 3 wide at least. And which direction should we go? I think we'll just decide to keep it horizontal. Like, we could go horizontal, we could go vertical, or we could like try to mix and match the directions in here, but I think we just go the same way that the tiles are going, pretty much. And we'll look at the best. Now the question is, if we do this, will this be enough from afar? Will this look too thin? So these stripes are... Actually, those are only 2 wide. 2 blocks wide. Let's fly further back. Again, to have a look. And... I think that's enough, actually. We might add a stripe of basalt to this, though, as well. And I want to know what that will look like if we only go for this. Okay, is that enough basalt? Or should we make that thicker? Should we go one further out? That might be a bit much. Now that the basalt is pretty much as wide as the stripe is, it looks like. Let's see what that patch looks like. Let's make it thinner again. And compare. Yep. I think this is what we'll go for. So, our tiles will look like this. Let's see. This was 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like this 4x4 only has 2 blocks of deep slate tiles. And then the other 4x4 has only 1 block of acacia and 2 blocks of basalt. And then this should be the same one as we just had. 1 block of acacia, 2 blocks of basalt. And this one is the one with only 2 deep slate bricks. I understand. So, these are the 2 tiles that we have to keep in mind for the stripes. And then the rest will just all be deep slate. And now to build this like 100 times or something like that. What side do we start with? I think we're gonna start with this one. Might be the easiest. So let me think. For this side, I think we gotta go like we start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up 4 blocks. Like this, and then the next one would be over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to over here. It's working out great. That looks so cool. It definitely helps break up the weird jagged lines of the whole thing. And in the beginning, I wasn't sure if I got the angles right, but man, that looks so cool. Oh, I love it. So, I got one side done, and that actually wasn't all that bad. I made a few mistakes, and figuring out how to fix those was kind of annoying. Here's the tally of our deep slate tiles. Write in the comments how much you think I need for one side, but here we go. First one, still completely full. Next one, still completely full. You think we used more than 1 charcoal box worth? No, actually we only used about this much. I may have lost a few blocks here and there. It's kinda high up, and it's hard to land there with rockets, so yeah. That means I definitely have enough for all 4 sides, and I probably also have enough for the top deep slate tile that is. I definitely need some more acacia. But I know what I'm doing now, so I just have to repeat the whole thing. And, man, we'll actually have a base. I'll have a roof today. Turns out somebody actually is selling Shroomlight, and I bought everything they had. Same with acacia. There's no more left for the people to buy, but hell. I got a surprising amount of deep slate left. This much. More than I thought. So, let's look at it. Man, I'm so happy with how it turned out. It looks so cool. Alright. Grand reveal. Huzzah. The inevitable cube. I think this side is its best side. The one that you see first when you approach from spawn. So we have definitely, like, did all the rotation and stuff in the right directions. I changed the design slightly from what you last saw. Like, I added another stripe of basalt all around these edges. Let's have a look from here. There you are. From these 2 corners, it looks a little odd. I haven't really looked at the cube from over here. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh man, that looks weird. I like it so much. Oh man, from over here you can really see the jagged lines. It kind of looks cool from over here because see how parallel they are. So the way we did this means we have some very odd lines that are really obvious. And if I were to do this again, I would probably change up a few things, change my approach a bit. Like we could do like an anti-aliasing thing, break some blocks over there, place them over there. But yeah, that's if I ever do something like this again, I might look into that, because figuring these things out just, you know, without plugins, without creative mode, kind of hard. But yeah, hey, man, that looks cool. Let me show you the top. What I went for. It's an F. Because it looks really cool from the overview map. I don't think a lot of people will see it. But yeah, it has an F up top, and I think it looks kind of cool. I thought about doing another X, like we have on the sides, but this, I don't know, I like this a little more. So, we are 2 for 2 with episodes and roofs build. Now that's something, and I'm gonna spoil something. In the next episode, we'll build another roof. So this was a big project, right? In the last episode, we built our whole starter hut, and it's a bit more than just a starter hut. And then second episode, we built this whole base shell. Still not done for this episode, by the way. We got one more thing to figure out. Oops. Yeah, we got one more thing to figure out today. And the next episode, we'll build the nether hub, and that is done because I've already built it. So we've done like big episodes with lots of progress, big project and all that. And that is exactly what I wanted to do this season. Now that I've done these, I'm kind of over it. So I want to make just some, you know, just some low-key episodes, just, you know, pick a thing and just do that, and really take you long, you know, play the game together. And I'll probably pick some smaller projects and do those, and in the background maybe work on something a little bit more big. But yeah, for now we got this big episode. The next episode is big as well, trust me. More blocks than this for sure. So one more thing to figure out. You might notice that one thing is lacking from the base. Well, that's an entrance. So currently the way we get in is this column of scaffolding. Couldn't think of the name. Yeah, this bit of scaffolding is our way in currently, and I just broke it because that's not how I want this to work. Yeah, we gotta figure out how to get into here somewhere that looks good, and then probably have a bubble elevator or something in there. I'm not quite sure. Currently we have our nether portal over here, and I'll probably move it, but entering the base from over here kind of makes sense to me. I don't really have a good spot where to put it. We just keep the design, so we'll probably change it. Maybe we do something like this, and like that. Get rid of this one. Okay. And then just have a door. Maybe. Why not just a door? Maybe we have some lights over there. And then for these corners, let's take some acacia wood. Like this. I'll put some trapdoors over here. Okay. And then I'm thinking some deep slate on top of here. Maybe? Basalt. Now let's set deep slate for now, I guess. And I'm just thinking some stairs. Very tame entrance for a base like this, I think. Just a one white door. But hey, better than nothing, I guess. And that's what we currently have. What door though? Wait, there's copper doors, right? Just like actual doors, not just the trap doors? I think so. Let's see if we go in here. Copper door. I don't think I've ever used these. Let's see what that looks like. Definitely would fit the theme. Yeah. copper door. Look at that. I was really stressing about this. I wasn't sure where to put the entrance and how to do it. And then now I just broke a few blocks and then there it is. And I mean, I might change some things, but maybe not. It looks alright. Well, that was easy. Cool. We gotta wax this, though. Just realized I haven't shown you where we get our wax from, but you'll see. Okay, so we have our way in. And then I'll break all the unnecessary blocks over here. We get a bubble elevator up and one down, and then we're done. Oh, man. Let me show you the inside. I am really happy that I can finally move into my base, because having all my stuff out there is an issue. Things have blown up so many times, man. Yeah, so this is what it looks like from the inside. That's odd. And that will be fun, trying to figure out rooms in here. I have some ideas. They might... Maybe it's a stupid idea, so I'm not going to tell you, so I don't feel like I have to do that. But yeah, I have some ideas. One last thing before I let you go. Let's have a look at my statistics. This is the end of episode 2. And we are currently at time played for 7.69 days. So that is 184.5 hours of playtime on the server. So, you know, that's big projects for somebody that has like a real job. so yeah. Eesh. But man, I hope you enjoyed the episode though. I think it turned out great. Same with the inevitable cube. I just had this idea, and like putting that into the game was quite difficult, but I think it turned out great. I love seeing it and flying around it. We still gotta do some terraforming though. We gotta move in, of course, build some rooms and such. So there's still lots to figure out, there's still lots to do. The next thing that we will all do though is work on the Nether Hub, and you can look forward to that. That will be quite fun. Anyway, this is the end of the episode. Remember that you're valid. And I'll see ya in the next one.